So here's my Yak-28, well, specifically Yak-28B, which is possibly in a strange and interesting place in the game. It's, in addition to being kind of a funny looking plane, it has the glassed-in bombardier nose, so it has a bomb sight that hardly any jet has. And unlike a lot of other planes that carry bombs, this one pretty much can't be used as a fighter. I mean, okay, it has a gun. Well, kind of a bad one. It's a low velocity 23 millimeter. It's not the same gun that an IL-2 uses to punch holes in tanks. So somehow, as the rest of the world decided, hey, we have jet planes, airplanes are faster now, maybe bullets should be fast too. No, the Soviet Union went the other way and made a new 23 millimeter cartridge that's got like 2/3 the muzzle velocity of what they were shooting before. So it's, for 23 millimeter it's weak, and it only has 50 bullets. So yeah, there's a Dutch YouTuber out there that has used this as a fighter and, used the gun to go after other planes aggressively and shoot them down, and I'm not him. Even he says this gun is inaccurate and weak. And so I'm going to listen to him, I'm going to look at my gun skills, and I'm just going to drop bombs like I just did. And one of the reasons I say this plane is in a weird place is, you saw how the dropping bombs was uneventful. Like, I'm not that worried about I'm watching the other fighters, but I'm not that worried about them. Like, I think I've played 9 or 10 games with it now and been shot down twice. And I kind of like that after playing other battle ratings and other planes where the game is necessarily hectic, I can play something like this once in a while where, yeah, I watch the other planes. Maybe I'll have to do something about them. Most of the time, no. I'm okay with having a weird plane that gives me low stress matches. So now I've carried one bomb, I've dropped it on one base, I'm heading back to the airfield to pick up another bomb. So this particular match I'm showing you, I had bombed 2 bases. This is my second time heading back to a runway to reload. And too bad the replays don't show your percent throttle like they used to. But judging by the fact that my speed is going down, this is the point where I've gone to 0 throttle to get ready for landing. Another thing that's weird about the Yak-28 is it's a jet with afterburners and no air brakes. So to slow down for the landing, you just have to go to 0 throttle really far out from the airfield. You have to plan the landing in advance. You have to wait till you're below 400 miles an hour, or I think that's over 600 kilometers per hour. You have to wait till you're below 400 miles an hour to lower the flaps. And then the plane starts decelerating a lot, and your flaps are kind of better air brakes than flaps. And at this point in the match, both teams are really low on players. The other team has 5 players. My team is down to 2. And as you see in the lower left part of the screen, someone has used this order, as they call it, to highlight me on the map. So they can see me in the sky, they can see me on the map. Why me and not my teammate? I don't know. I think it's random. But anyway, so I was getting ready to land, right? Here I am with my flaps down, my landing gear down, heading toward the runway. And it's the runway that has some air defense. But, now we've got 5 guys on the enemy team that know where I am and are really interested. I'm still thinking about landing at this point. And then flaps up, landing gear up. I had changed my mind and decided, no, they know where I am, but this thing is going to expire in a few seconds. And yeah, throttling up. So I'm still lined up with the runway if they're watching the map. I'm still on the airfield as far as I know. But it expired. Now I'm not marked in the sky, and I'm going to go where they're not looking for me. Like, yeah, if I had landed, I reload, and then there's a darn good chance they'd find me. And then that bombing run is cut off before it happens. Because air defense, when the air defense includes a bunch of missile launchers, it's lame. I would rather we still have guns for air defense. Now they've activated the blind hunt, which does the same thing as the Avenger order. Now they know where I am again as I'm climbing away from the runway. And there's somebody on the map chasing me. Yep, I had seen the red dot on the map, turned around to look, and there's a MiG-17. And there's that other guy below me, because they were looking for me at the airfield. It was a good call not to be there. Now I've got my afterburners on, broke the sound barrier in a dive. There's the sound of a missile going by. There are now 4 enemies behind me. Out of the 5 enemies remaining, 4 of them are chasing me. I guess part of the reason is they don't know where my teammate is, or they'd be chasing him. MiG-17, the Italian Ariete, an F-100 Super Sabre, and down there is a A4E with Israeli markings. At least 3 of those planes carried missiles. They've collectively fired 2 missiles at me. You can see the tracers going by. And at this point, I don't really think I can outlast them. I certainly can't fight them, because like I said, this isn't a fighter. But it's fast. The energy retention is kind of okay. I'm still over 560 miles an hour after all that turning. And there goes the Ariete turning away. There's another missile. So I'm popping flares and turning. Now you see the distance number changing really fast for the MiG-17 because he's leaving. A4E looks like he's coming toward me again, but I think he's actually chasing my teammate. And where'd the F-100 go? I went into that thinking, let's see how long I can screw with them before I die, but I actually outlasted them. They gave up, and that made this one of the funniest matches of the week. Like, they're still in my view because they're close enough to my teammate. So what I remember from here was I throttled back to 0, headed back for the runway. I was going to land again. Oh. Solar Spears bailed out? No. Yeah. He's out of the match. There are still 3 enemies. They're all air-to-air fighters. My teammate and I are both bombers. Like, okay, the Su-7 is a bomber without a bomb sight, which is a weird place to be in the game. Like, it has guns and no air-to-air missiles. It's really a bomber. Whereas the other guys, yeah, that A4E would carry 4 missiles. The F100 was carrying missiles and I think was one of the sources shooting at me. I'm gonna go ahead and land. What I remember is I decided to land, J out, take myself out of the match as a target, because with them all being equipped air to air and my teammate and I aren't, this is, yeah, this is kind of a foregone conclusion. And I don't feel like paying a repair bill if I don't have to. So this was basically the end of the match for me, and then I spectated my teammate's SU-7 as he went and bombed a couple more bases, evaded the enemy, and then a hillside ambushed him and took him out. Yeah, you've got to watch out for those hillsides lying in wait. Terrain is OP. It wins every time. I could swear that hillside was hacking.